Hello and welcome to the Snapkeep podcast.
Today we are talking about Spider-Man.
And what a freaking menace he is. I need more pictures of Spider-Man. You see this dude? He's all over the news. Masked monster, thief, menace, spider menace. They're calling this guy out.
Didn't you write that paper? Isn't that your Daily Bugle? That's where you work.
Are you sure?
Spider-Man's a cool guy. I love him, and I love these cards. We're going to talk about each of the Snapkeep Crew's 7 best Spider-Man cards, or at least the ones we're most excited about. And we're going to jump right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Al, let's start with one that I believe is one of your favorites, Lady Octopus.
Yes, I'm actually really excited to talk about Lady Octopus. So, for those of you who don't know me and haven't seen our gameplay videos, I do love to draw me some cards. And if I can cheat in some big, crazy artifacts while I do it, I'm gonna be happy doing that too. So let's talk about what she does. She is a 1-drop, so just 1 blue for a 0/2. Whenever you draw your first or second card each turn, you put an Ingenuity counter on her. Then you can tap her, and you may cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the number of Ingenuity counters on Lady Octopus without paying its mana cost.
Now hang on. I've noticed a couple keynotes here.
Sure.
One, you did say less than or equal to. And 2, you didn't say only as a sorcery.
That's true. So at any point, your turn, opponent's turn, you can tap this creature and then instantly drop something pretty crazy. So that means your sorcery speed things like, what's it called? Like Meteor Golem.
Oh.
Or what else? We got Cityscape Leveler. Those work pretty well going at instant speed.
Yeah.
If you can get that high. And I think this is actually a really good point to talk about how unique she is, because a lot of people are going to be saying, what about Joyra? Joyra is it and does the same thing, but she builds up by 2 each turn, I believe. But you can get this really cooking with Lady Octopus. She comes down turn 1, ideally, and then you can use your cantrips to get her up.
If you're not playing her turn 1 and she is your commander,
What are you doing?
you have kept the wrong hand.
Exactly.
Why did you keep a hand with no islands in it? You go island, Lady Octopus, go.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then you could do a lot of really good hand fixing, like Brainstorm goes crazy because you get 2 Ingenuity counters just for 1 mana, and you're sculpting your hand. There's also Brainstone, which kind of does a similar thing. You draw 2 cards and put 2 cards on top in any order.
Brainstone could be free.
Could be free.
Could be one of the things you drop early game.
Yeah, very early, second turn, you boop, tap her, throw it on, and you keep that engine brewing.
I mean, you're in blue. It's not like you're drawing cards on other people's turn to get more counters.
Yes, you are.
What are you going to run? Fairy Mastermind and draw on other people's turns? Maybe Rhystic Study or Mystic Remora. Hey, there's a lot of ways to draw cards on other people's turns in blue.
There sure is. And you're going to be running all of them. But some really interesting tech that you can do is that you can run the cantrips that also untap your creatures.
Oh.
So I'm thinking like Cerulean Wisps.
Love that card. Big fan.
You build, because you're drawing a card as an instant, and then you're also untapping for another activation of Lady Octopus.
So you can drop something bigger the second time.
Yes. So we're talking like your triplicate titans, just get big beaters, big battle bots. But the Endstone goes hard here. Cast a spell, draw some cards. The One Ring, of course, is amazing here. These are all artifacts, man, and they churn your wheels. And maybe if you really want to be dastardly, you can run your Jin Gitaxias Progress Tyrant, because you're casting the artifacts, so you get 2 of them.
Oh, goodness.
All those beaters, crazy.
No, it's fine. Mono blue artifacts needed the help.
And then it'll make Ryan happy because you can run Mishra's Bobble, and it's actually pretty good.
Urza isn't real.
There he is.
For those of you wondering at home, Ryan is apparently the Kool-Aid man.
So yeah, I think she's actually really fun. It does hurt my soul because Joyra is it, and I like that a little bit more. Yeah. But Mono Blue's pretty cool too.
But would you sacrifice your soul for it?
I would not, but our next card, you may find yourself doing so.
Yeah. Next up on our list, we have the Soul Stone.
Yes, so you guys have heard about the Soul Stone very likely, so we won't belabor it too much, but everything you heard is true. This card is dastardly. It's 1 in a black, it's indestructible, legendary artifact, and it taps to add a black mana, and if you stopped there, it would still be very, very playable in all your mono black decks.
It's true.
But you can also pay 6 in a black to tap it, exile a creature you control, sacrificing their soul. And then you get to harness the Soul Stone, and its Infinity ability is activated, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. So half of Shieldred, which is pretty good.
I mean, it's fine. It's not like one you would play any black creatures that you're fine with just getting rid of forever. And it's not like you have, say, a black creature or a creature in the command zone that like you could just exile and then like just get back. You know, maybe it just goes back into the command zone and you can play it again.
Yeah.
They really thought this one through.
Yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't a clause on this, like for as long as the creature remains exiled, you have the harness ability.
Yeah, I can see that.
But no, they're cool.
Or even
they're chill
like,
about it.
Exile a legendary creature you control. Because like, I picture the Soul Stone. You have to sacrifice something you love.
Not a city pigeon.
Yeah. Or how much do I love Pitiless Plunderer? He could go.
Well, I do love
My reassembling skeleton, 50-50.
Oh. Squee, the immortal.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Sure, let's exile Squee, and then we'll just cast him again anyway. Who cares?
So this is an indestructible 2-mana rock with upside. It doesn't fix your mana, but it's ramp and black, and that's pretty good for steady artifact ramp. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just a good card.
I think it very much reminds me of Shieldred Whispering one. Just kind of the first part.
Yeah.
Where at the beginning of your upkeep, you get back a creature from your graveyard.
Yeah.
And so I think that fits in really, really nicely. If you run a Shieldred Whispering one deck, which probably not a lot of people do anymore, this is an auto-include, as it is for most black decks at this point, especially mono black decks.
Yeah.
I could absolutely see that being the case.
If you're in black, it's an auto-include. It's a mana rock that's good early with upside in the late game. It's insane. There's going to be 6 of these bad boys, maybe a gauntlet, I don't know. But keep your eye up.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to talk about some of the spicy new 3-color lands. So we have 2 lands featured that I really want to talk about, and they feature the set mechanics. So Oscorp Industries is your Grixis land, so it taps for blue, black, or red, enters the battlefield tapped, and then when it enters, if it entered from a graveyard, you lose 2 life, but you might be thinking, how do you do that? Well, it has Mayhem. So important thing to note, this isn't an extra land drop if you happen to discard it, but if you haven't done your land drop yet and you cast maybe a Faithless Looting, then you can you could put this land onto the battlefield, and it's card advantage at that point.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Now, Mayhem, for those of you wondering at home, is you may play this card from your graveyard if you discard it at this turn. Timing rules still apply.
Yeah, fixed madness.
Madness was what I was thinking of. I feel like, I was like, it's a changed keyword, and I couldn't remember what it was. And I thought it was madness, but it being fixed is the part where I was like, no, but madness is, like, you can just do it whenever. That's why it's fixed madness.
So this is going to happen on your turn, but things like Unexpected Windfall are playable by themselves, and with Oscorp Industries in your deck, you might be able to turn that into a little bit of card advantage. I think
you might be able to turn it into a big score.
Big score, that's right. That's another good card to play it with.
It's the same card as Unexpected Windfall. I'm just here for the puns, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think if you're already running the one that comes in tapped no matter what, then this is a strict upgrade. But you're probably only going to be running it in your discard synergies, wheel decks, things where you could reliably see yourself throwing it away.
Get it back out. Yeah, absolutely.
And Grixis makes it a little limited, but
there's definitely ways for it.
All right, let's hear about Urban Retreat.
So Urban Retreat is the other land of the set. It's a land, fun fact. It enters tapped. It taps for Bant, which is green, white, and blue. And it has 2, return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand, put this card from your hand onto the battlefield, activate only as a sorcery, which is basically web slinging, but for a land.
Now we're cooking. We're cooking with this one. Wait a second.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about hitting your land drop about this one, because this could be effectively a ramp spell.
It's because it's green.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, green, they're chill.
They said, hang on, green needs more ways to play extra lands this turn.
Yeah. So it's very good. I'm thinking probably a mana dork is what you're going to do. You're going to tap it for mana, cast a spell, or maybe tap it for mana to put into this, and you're ramping your lands more reliable, and you can cast that mana dork a little bit later.
Yeah.
Or, very interestingly, you're also in white, so you can reliably wipe the board. So if you know you're about to board wipe, you can bounce one of your creatures.
Oh, save him.
Save them from the board wipe.
Yeah.
Which, you know, a little bit more situational, but I do think that this is a very nice card.
And it fits with only your own board wipes, because it is activate only as a sorcery. But with your own board wipes, you are the one who knows you're going to board wipe.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
true. I do like this kind of like little bitty trend we're seeing where it's like, okay, you can have your tri-lands, but there's an upside that isn't just having a basic land type on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's kind of fun. No matter what, these are coming in tapped,
Yeah,
but you can get a little
it's
shmush.
a nice little feeder in there. Well, so we've already hit on 3 of your cards.
Yeah.
So let's talk about one of mine.
Yeah.
Let's get it started up.
Lay it on me.
I want to talk about Electro, Assault and Battery. So I think Electro is exciting. Electro Assaulting Battery is 1 red for a legendary creature, human villain.
Yeah.
Because he's a villain. He's a 2/3, flying. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, add red.
Yeah.
And when Electro leaves the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, he deals X damage to target player.
So very reminiscent of Mono Green Omnath, right?
Yeah.
You get to keep your red mana as steps and phases end. What do you think about this card?
I think it's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
From a perspective of spell slinging, it having kind of the Bergie text of just adding more red is really nice. But then it also has the, oh, but don't worry, you can keep it.
Yeah.
You may have run out of cards for now, but you'll get more cards next turn.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. And then I love the leaves the battlefield trigger, and I think there is so much flavor in this card.
It's cool. It really is cool.
We talk about it in our gameplay, where the 2 damage is a shock, like from Electro.
Yeah.
But what we don't mention is that he dies to a bolt, which is also
guy.
very fitting.
Yeah.
So I run in my Electro deck Lightning Bolt for specifically to kill him. If no one else is going to kill him, and I have a lot of red mana, I can bolt him, which is essentially free, because I use the red mana, get a red mana, and blow him up.
That's pretty good.
And then I can spend whatever mana I have.
Yeah. And you can pop him and maybe dome somebody, kill him.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting card. I like his art. I don't know a ton about Electro as a villain, aside from the Jamie Foxx version.
Sure. I hear that's not the best representation, but
Eh,
I don't know much.
it's my only representation. Yeah, we don't really read a lot of comics as a group.
As a group, no. So what I think about this card is that, you know, I think even though it's super flavorful, like his leaves the battlefield is only going to be super duper relevant, like if he's the commander of your deck. I think like in your Spellslinger decks, he might be like a backup win con, but 1 damage per 1 mana spent is to 1 player is not an amazing rate, which makes him a little bit difficult to navigate. But in your Spellslinger deck, when you're getting down to the 1v1, that'll be a clutch. But what I like is in our gameplay, you used a lot of like damage doublers and stuff.
Yeah.
So like that kind of made that rate a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
And made it kind of worth it. But I think he's a really good engine piece because he's adding that red mana, and you can set up for a later turn.
So you think of him as like Bergie in the 99.
Yeah, but yeah.
I was wondering where he would go in the 99. But that is fitting him into kind of the Bergie slot makes a lot more sense to me, because I thought the same thing, where that last line of text Doesn't really matter if he's not your commander.
Yeah.
But those first 2 lines of text are pretty good.
Yeah, I think if you're in a deck that has a lot of instants and sorceries, you're running Mana Geyser, you're running Jessica's Will, those are really good signposts for like, okay,
Yeah.
I might want to have a big turn later that I can set up early.
And theoretically, it fills in both the slot of Bergie and the slot of Leyline Tyrant, which is the dragon that keeps your red mana around.
Yeah.
Leyline Tyrant, for those of you wondering at home, Al will have it displayed on one of these sides. That side?
Who knows?
It's one of these sides. 4/4 flying, you don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. When this creature dies, you may pay any amount of red mana specifically. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target.
Oh yeah, definitely like Electro more than him.
So Leyline Tyrant and Bergie combined gives you Electro,
Little baby.
especially because this one has flying, and Electro is just slightly smaller, but also 4 mana cheaper than the 2 of those cards combined.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, Bergie does have the card advantage on the back, which is hard to beat, but.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
So let's talk about my next card. I'm going to talk about another one of the commanders that I'm really excited for, and I will talk about Eddie Brock. So I play this card in our Bracket 2 gameplay video, which is going to be coming out next week. And yeah, so Eddie Brock / Venom Lethal Protector is a very interesting commander because on his front side, he's 3 mana, 2 and a black, for a 3/3, and when he enters, you return target creature card with mana value 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now, there is definitely a deck that you can make built around this. There's a lot of like aristocrat type pieces, things like your Stitcher Suppliers, your
Grave Crawlers.
Gravecrawler type cards.
Things of that sort.
Forsaken
Miners, yeah, all of those things feed very easily into it. Even Mana Dorks are often 1 mana.
Yeah.
And you can get those bad boys back.
But what I think is the really spicy way to build this deck is on the backside, which is Venom Lethal Protector. So he's 3 black, red, green. He's a 5/5 with Menace, Trample, Haste, and when he attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw X cards, then you may put a permanent card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is the sacrificed creature's mana value. Hoo-wee! That's a lot of cards you're going to be drawing. So I think this is a really strong commander, but 6 mana makes him a little bit tough. So when I built him, I dedicated a very, very large piece of the deck towards ramp. So my one drops.
I was gonna say 6 mana in green.
It's definitely manageable. So my 1-drops were definitely geared to the mana dork slot. So in case later in the game I need to like recur someone, maybe mana ramp, I could cast the Eddie Brock side. But I was really, really focused on getting Venom out because he's a big, big target. You're gonna need to be running protection in this deck because once the table catches on to the craziness that you're doing, they're going to slap him hard. And that's because mana value is something that's not very hard to find cards that have big mana values that you can cast for a little bit cheaper to really get this engine going.
I mean, they don't make cards that like let you sneak any of them out or anything, so we don't really have to worry about that. It may even be such a big threat that like you get so distracted and miss lethal with it that you're like, no, I should remove that and forget that player removal is the best removal.
That is an interesting hypothesis. So sneak attack is definitely going to be your best friend in this deck. It's going to easily cheat out a creature, and even though you're going to be sacrificing it at the end of the turn, you don't care because Venom's going to sacrifice that big beater in order to draw a bunch of cards and drop something even more threatening, hopefully. So we got to focus on kind of 2 kind of categories for this deck. Well, kind of 3. So there's ramp, there's your recursion, and then there's also like your big high mana value creatures, and then there's a small portion that you want to be filling your bin a little bit too, is how I went for it. So there's a lot of things that this deck wants to be doing, but once you get the gears turning, it's pretty good. So some standout cards that I would like to talk about for that big kind of cheaty is like Shadow Mortality. 13 black, 7/7. If your life total is less than your starting life total, this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the difference. I ran a lot of fetch lands, shock lands, where I can kind of intentionally get that down very quickly so that I could cast Shadow of Mortality very early game and draw 15 cards and drop a 15 or less drop, right?
Yeah.
So there's also like Molder Hulk if you're kind of gearing it towards more filling your bin and Reanimator style, because that costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your bin. And there's a lot of cards like that. Another thing is like Diamond Weapon, costs 1 less to cast for each permanent card in your graveyard, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to it. It's a 9-drop, so 7 green green. There's a lot of like these cards. There's the classic Gulta Primal Hunger. Tons of really easy
And
things.
a lot of these have really high power toughness. So I feel like there's a spot for a card like Greater Good to go in, where you're going to draw a bunch of cards off of sacrificing these, even if you don't have Venom.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you're going to discard 3 cards. But, like, most of these are a little bit bigger than a 3/3.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say Greater Good is like a must include, because if Venom gets removed, then
You still have a backup plan.
your hand size might be low.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And you need to keep those things churning. Like Disciple of Freylis is another good example of that, where you want to be drawing a lot of cards.
I don't think we saw it, so I'm going to ask. Did you run, like, a Reliquary Tower Thought Vessel type of
Ran
effect
both
in
of
there?
them. Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, if you're drawing 15 cards,
Yeah.
like, you might want to keep a couple of them.
Yeah.
Maybe all 15, given the opportunity.
And you want to keep taking advantage, and this is one of the things I like most about the deck, is you want to take advantage of those high mana value creatures that you're running, because you're running a critical mass of them. So things like Protection Racket can also be very good to help your opponents get less and less life. So you're going to want to get your ramp out first, because they can just throw your lands in the bin, easy peasy. But they're not going to be wanting to pay 15 life for that Shadow of Mortality.
Yeah.
So that can help with your card draw as well. And then a very cute little interaction. There's actually 2 of them from our most recent Edge of Eternities. Zoo Effete Osteoharmonis is 1 black. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a skeleton in addition to its other types and has no abilities. Activate only as a sorcery. Oh dang! You know what Zoo Effete doesn't erase? Mana value. So you could just keep doing that over and over. I think that's just crazy. I wish I got to play that in the game. There's also Bygone Colossus, which has warp, so you can warp it out early, sacrifice it.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've always wanted to build a Jund Reanimator deck, and this was the first time that I really dipped my toes into it, because it had a little bit of this like high mana value, like cheaty kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And it was really fun, so you guys should check it out.
Yeah. Now, do you think there's a spot in the deck list for Birthing Pot or Food Chain effects?
Oh yeah.
Especially with such high mana value things?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you want to make it like kind of competitive, get it up into the bracket 3s and 4s, I think you could definitely like just keep spinning your wheels.
You could dip your toes into that stretch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could absolutely see it. I mean, while we're talking about semi-anti-heroes, we may as well dip our toes into the villains, and let's start talking about Norman Osborn.
Yes. Okay. So there's a little bit of chatter about Norman being maybe CEDH viable, and I can see why. Because on his front side, he is a looter, so he's unblockable, and when he deals combat damage, he connives. So you draw a card, discard a card, and if it's a non-land, you get +1/+1 on him. And then you can flip him over for 1 in a Grixis. He's a 3/3 Goblin human villain. He's a flying menace, and spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. And then he has Goblin Formula, which is each non-land card in your graveyard has Mayhem, and the Mayhem cost is equal to its mana cost. So obviously you're going to be you're going to want to run as many like looter type effects as you can. So things like
your big scores, your unexpected windfalls.
Yes, those things.
The looter scooter himself.
Yeah, Likeness Looter is a good example of that as well. Oh yeah, the new card Shadow of the Goblin is a really good engine piece. You discard a card and draw a card every turn, and then it also has a secondary effect where whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So you're starting to deal damage as well, get to your win con as fast as possible.
Start pinging them bad boys down.
Ledger Shredder is another engine piece that you want to be in there.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think you want to cast Norman that much. Like if you already have some reliable looting effects, then I wouldn't put him in harm's way. pull out the green goblin when you're ready to get chaotic, and you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah.
And a little something I discovered that's a little non-intuitive is you want to run a lot of 2 mana rocks. Not necessarily for the ramp portion, but to ramp for your mid game. So once Norman gets out, if you discard a Talisman of Indulgence, then you get to play it for free. Or an Arcane Signet, you get to play it for free because the Mayhem cost is reduced by 2. So you're going to want to have a critical mass of that because you're going to get kind of bottlenecked on mana there. And another thing about Norman is you're going to want to be having some free discard outlets like Ghostly Pilferer or Psychic Frog to really churn your engines. But your win cons are going to be things that deal damage when you discard, so you're going to be doing a bunch of wheels. Glinthorn Buccaneer is one that I think about, particularly because whenever you discard a card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and that's what you're really going to be looking for. Another spicy piece of tech is Gamble, right? Because you kind of want to pitch the card that you search for.
Yeah,
and that's actually...
Hey, if it's here, cool. If it's not, cool.
Yes. That's what happened to me in our gameplay. I didn't say it at the time, but I searched for Glinthorn Buccaneer, and it got discarded, and I got to cast it for 1 less. So I got a little lucky on there, and it helped me get to my win con.
Wait. Did you run Reckless Handling?
I did not, actually. But that would be a good piece
I'm a big fan of Reckless Handling. It does something very similar, but it also does damage based on artifacts if that's what you discard.
Okay, last piece that I want to talk about him is that cycling is really good. Because you cycle, draw a card, and
discard.
Then it's
yeah, you
cheaper.
replace it in your hand, and then what you've now cycled away is... A lot of times, cycling costs 2 mana, and so you have paid the rest of the cost and drawn a card.
Yep.
It's, hey, I'm going to cast this and draw a card at the same time.
Just up.
Just free card draw.
All right, so next up we have Spectacular Spider-Man.
Hang on. Spectacular?
Amazing.
He's a menace. He's terrible.
Agree to
He's
disagree.
a criminal.
If you have a play group that doesn't like your Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man is a good card to run because it gives your creatures indestructible and hexproof. So it's 1 and a white, flash, 3/2. Pay 1 to give him flying until end of turn.
Yeah.
Not going to use that too much, but could be useful in a pinch. 1 to sack him. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So white does this a lot. I'm not going to act like it doesn't. We got your flawless maneuvers. We got your flare of whatevers. I forget the name. The white flare, right?
You got your really good boys.
T-Pros, right?
Yeah. They go out of their way to protect your board by sacrificing their own creatures.
So this one is another instance of that effect. But what I find very interesting about it is it's a rattlesnake type thing. So kind of like your Selfless Saviors, Selfless Spirits. It's kind of like a rattlesnake type effect where like you can show on your board that it's about to go off and it can dissuade some board wipes if you're like in the lead. And I think that's kind of interesting. And it's a secret flash blocker. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a decent piece of white protection. I particularly like it for 2 types of decks, right? If you are a creature-heavy deck, creature focus, this is a good way to protect your board at a pretty decent rate. And then 2, if you're like a humans deck, or maybe a heroes deck with the upcoming Marvel sets, you're going to be in good shape. I think it's decent. I think that if you're running this card, like, yes, it's more powerful if it's like a, ha, gotcha, right? Like, you didn't know you had it. But I think more often than not, I'd probably be running it out early if I'm running this card because I'm going to want the card draw off of my white effects, right?
I can see it.
And I'm going to want the body more than anything for my dousing daggers or what have you.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I get it. He's spectacular. But let's talk about someone better.
Okay,
Let's talk
sure.
about Gwen Stacy.
Oh, you like Gwen Stacy?
She's a phenomenal performer.
Sure. Yeah.
She is the Taylor Swift of our generation. Gwen Stacy, for 1 and a red, legendary creature, human performer, hero. That is a lot of words.
Yeah.
When Gwen Stacy enters, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as you control this creature.
Cool.
And then for 2 and Jeskai, you can flip her into Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider is a spider-human hero, 4/4, still a legendary creature. Flying, Vigilance, Haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, you put a 1/1 counter on Ghost Spider, remove 2 counters from Ghost Spider, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn.
Nice.
I really like this card.
Yeah.
I built this deck for one of our gameplays, which you should have already seen. It came out last week. Why haven't you watched it yet? What the heck?
Check it out here.
And being able to consistently put things into exile, as well as the spellslinger aspect of making her bigger, and then instead of using her, kind of shedding the counters to then put more things into exile, I think is a really cool prospect. And that she herself kind of becomes the engine.
Yeah, she's got all the pieces on her.
Yeah, she becomes her own version of card draw.
Yeah.
You may play that card this turn is a little iffy, but this was one of the cards when I was building the deck, I came to you for help because you have a lot of experience both in playing a bunch of spells with Izzet as well as casting from exile.
Yes.
That is something you enjoy doing and are very, very good at.
Thank you. Yeah, I love playing from exile. And what I like about Gwen Stacy is that her front side is actually worth playing out. Because even if you transform her, you still get to play that card on the backside.
Yeah.
The only danger is if she gets removed. So I think that's pretty cool that she leads into her own effect.
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of sad that the real payoff is like just a big beater. But I think it being in Jeskai kind of makes up for it because, you know, not all exile strategies are in that color pie.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of cool that you get to play in a little bit of a different space. Like obviously red has always been there, but you get to play with a little bit more tools. Like if you're used to your Rakdos Prosper deck or your Gruul Wolf person, you know what I'm talking about, then you get to play a little bit more in the Jeskai space, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, and you get to use all of the blue card draw spells,
Yeah.
any of the blue counter spells, even any of the blink effects. Say you exile something you generally don't care about, you just blinker, exile the next card.
Come on back.
We didn't need that one anyway.
Yeah, and I think like Jeskai's Ascendancy just goes crazy because you cast non-creature spells, you just turn those wheels.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with her, which is wonderful. Untap those creatures, crazy.
Yeah. Cool. So I think the last card that I'm going to talk about is going to be Peter Parker's camera.
Thank God. So you brought pictures of Spider-Man.
Well, I got a camera.
Do you have the memory card for it?
Oh, no, definitely not. One colorless mana, or one mana of any color, artifact. This artifact enters with 3 film counters on it. 2 and tap, remove a film counter from this artifact. Then you get to copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new copies for the target. Okay, so obviously, Stryonic Resonator exists. It's 2 to cast, 2 to activate. You can do it as many times as your little heart desires. Peter Parker's camera is 1 mana cheaper to get out, which I think is actually really, really strong. So I'm going to be using this card in any circumstance where I was going to use Stryonic Resonator and more. Because the film counters, you can proliferate them if you're even doing that, but you don't even need to do that. I can't remember the last time that I used Stryonic Resonator 4 times. Because you can activate this 3 times. You would have to use it 4 times for it to be...
worth it, for it to fully pay off.
Yeah, to like want the Stryonic instead. So this is just kind of power creeping that effect in a very interesting way. And I think it's just good. Copying triggered abilities or activated abilities is just strong. If you're going to be doing something once, especially if it's on your commander, you're going to want to do it another time.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of like Nine Fingers Keen, right?
Yeah, that was immediately the deck I thought of when you brought up Stryonic Resonator. I was like, oh yeah, there is one spot. We see that quite often.
Yes. There's just a lot. Like, I mean, I can even think about a card that we're going to be talking about today with Ultimate Spider-Man, right? Double counters, film counters.
Yeah, that...
Let's do that again. Right? He might do creatures, but the point is, if you copy that ability, it's going to double an additional time.
Yeah, I mean, even if you copy proliferate abilities, then it's, hey, I will use 1 to copy this proliferate, and now I've gone up 1 film counter.
Yeah.
And that's just worth it at that point.
Yes. Yeah, think about it like Venom. Let's do that again for 2 mana. Or Black Cat. Let's do it again, right? Like, How many cards have triggered
Yeah.
and activated abilities? Like almost all of them. So,
Yeah, that's certifiably.
yeah, I think it's
That's just a good card.
very strong.
Yeah, that even works with Ultimate Spider-Man.
Agreed.
Works really, really well with that to be able to flip that over. There are a lot of really good cards with activated abilities that you can just rip off.
Yeah.
And I think you're really cooking with the how often are you going to do it more than 3 times in a game?
Yeah.
Because I think after the second time,
You've won.
probably, or it's been removed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay, he did it once, like, okay, that's a problem. Okay, he did it a second time. I finally found a way to take care of the problem.
Yeah.
And then it's, okay, we took care of the camera. He cast Strionic Resonator.
Second copy, basically.
Shit.
Yeah. But that's it for me. Those are the cards that I'm excited about. I think the set is pretty decent. Mid to high on it. Like, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I think they did an okay job with, the constraints that they were given.
Yeah, I can see it. I think
Pretty good job.
I think it's a very exciting set, especially from it being a non-commander set.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I'm very excited for.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I'm not excited for is you brought me a camera and still no pictures of Spider-Man.
Sorry, I'm out of here.
Well, nice of you to show up, I guess. You brought me pictures of Spider-Man, right?
No, I bring the mayhem.
Woo!
Why does no one show up with pictures of Spider-Man? I request one thing, pictures of Spider-Man. Al came here. He brought the camera and everything. No pictures of Spider-Man. You show up, well, on the bright side, rent is due. So you got that, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so rent is due. I think this card's pretty good.
So rent is due. We have 1 white, just a white, an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, you may tap 2 untapped creatures and or treasures you control. If you do, draw a card. Otherwise, sacrifice this enchantment.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
I dig it. I feel like it's very fitting for, what's her face?
White
The cat?
cat.
That you create all the creatures and the token creatures you create that you then tap for value. Ginny Faye.
Yeah.
I feel like it would go really well in a Ginny Faye deck.
Yeah, or like any like go wide sort of like all you need to do is cast like a raise the alarm type effect.
Yeah.
3 mana get 2 1/1s, and then those 2 1/1s. All right, those are my rent is due creatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just set them
Yeah,
aside.
Yeah.
Kind of as each turn goes by.
Those two
Do it.
pay the rent, and it also says treasure tokens.
Oh,
So if you
yeah.
make a bunch of treasure, and you're like, all right, these 2 treasure token are my rent is due tokens. You know what I mean?
And just use them to
Yeah,
repeatedly pay the rent.
And it's not like it's like, okay, it's like, what's it getting me? It gets you an extra card for 1 mana, and it's an enchantment. You know what I mean? It just sits there, and sometimes you won't have a creature, sometimes you won't have stuff to pay for it. I mean, sometimes it's just, and then it just goes into your bin. I mean, that's still
Yeah.
fine. It's just a 1 mana investment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like even losing it isn't that big a deal because you only paid
No.
1 for it. Even in an Enchantress deck, if you're not going to pay to keep it up, that's 1 mana for an enchantment that will probably draw you a card based on Enchantress effects.
All it's got to do is draw like at least, 2 cards?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
one to
it's
replace it,
and
2
it's
in
above,
your value.
and it's above rate,
Yeah, that's kind of an insane starting point.
Yeah.
That it's just, hey, let's get 1 card in and out of here, and that's worth it. Anything more is strict value.
Yeah.
And we're rolling in the dough.
Especially with all of like with how many creatures are being created just accidentally. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think especially with a lot of the deck being go wide effects.
Yeah.
Or a lot of the set being go wide effects, and a lot of white in general being go wide effects.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it significantly easier to build into that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. After Rent is Due, we have what I believe is the card you're most excited for, Anti-Venom Horrifying Haeler.
Yeah, Anti-Venom. Yeah, Anti-Venom. So it's 5 white for a 5/5. When he enters the battlefield, you reanimate. He was cast, you reanimate target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, and if he's dealt damage, prevent that damage and put that many +1/+1 counters on him.
That is psychotic.
That-
He also has an insane art, and I am here for it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I played this card recently for a video on the channel, and it, wasn't the strongest showing, but I did get to hit him with Dawnsire for 100 damage to put 100 counters on him. So there's definitely a lot of cute things you can do. And
It's
I said it,
certifiably insane.
yeah, I said it in the video. If you show me a deck and the best card in it is Pariah, I'm sign me up. Like, I gotta go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there are some cards in white that let you discard for free, like Tireless Tribe. It's just a free, like, discard a card. This creature gets +0/+4 until end of turn, but it's
Yeah.
a free way to discard your, like, Avacyn Angel of Hope or your Summon Knights of Round, so you can reanimate them with Anti-Venom.
Yeah, and then 5 mana, you get Anti-Venom and this other big
Yeah,
chunky thing
and-
that
yeah.
you should not be getting for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. Did you think about running like Stuffy Doll effects in this?
No, it was cards that say this creature can block multiple creatures.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of sorceries that say target creature you control can block any number of target creatures.
Okay.
So if someone's blocking you with like 4 things for lethal, you'd be like, I cast this, now Anti-Venom blocks all of them and converts all of that damage into counters.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That
never came up in the video, but it's in the deck.
And then I would presume you also run ways of either giving him vigilance or sneaking him through
Yeah, yeah.
for a finisher.
Yeah, oh yeah, like Rogue's Passage and all the clever ways to do it. Give him flying with like Moonshaker Cavalry and stuff.
Not only is he 115, but now he flies.
Yeah, but now he flies with lifelink, you know?
That is absolutely nuts.
It's a very, very fun deck. It's not super powerful, but it's very fun.
I feel like there's a lot more flavor that you can put in with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with it just being a fun card.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I-
You could run like Spider-Man adjacent card, like a majority Spider-Man adjacent cards. You can run all old border weirdo cards with it because
Your favorite.
yeah, and still have fun because it's like it blocks super well, it attacks in super well. So
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Especially as a blocker, it's almost a rattlesnake in and of itself because it's like, do you want me to do anything? Like,
Yeah, because
do you want to hit it? Do you want to make it bigger?
because if I block that creature, I'm going to beat it the next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's go ahead, swing it at me. I'm gonna block it, and then you won't be able to use it as a blocker.
Yeah.
Or if for some reason you can, I'm going to squish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Anti-Venom is probably my favorite art of the set.
Very good. Very, very high contrast. I like
And
it.
I really like the design space they went into with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels very fitting that they chose Anti-Venom for this in Universes Beyond.
Oh yeah.
And
Super cool.
now the Anti-Venom, the anti-Anti-Venom with Peter
The
Parker.
Cure? Oh, okay.
Peter Parker, great guy.
Peter Parker.
Works for the Daily Bugle. I like him.
Yeah.
He seems pretty
Yeah.
nice. I mean, for 1 and a white, he enters. You get a 2/1 green spider creature token with reach. That feels pretty simple.
For an 0/1, yeah.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
You're never casting this card for the Peter Parker side.
There's another side.
Hey, yeah, flip it over, Alex. Flip it over.
Hang on. Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
He's a thief. He's a criminal. Why are they calling him amazing? See, it's all over the papers.
I think it's pretty cool.
Why do people keep telling me
I
this?
think Spider-Man is pretty cool. I mean, granted, there's like he leaves a lot of web all over the place.
See?
Yeah, I mean, think about how much people have to
Menace.
clean. Yeah.
An absolute menace. The janitorial staff would be so angry.
Yeah. they're up in arms about all this web he's leaving around.
Nobody thinks about our janitorial staff in this town.
But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man, it's 1 green, white, blue for a 4/4 vigilance reach. Each legendary spell you cast that's 1 or more colors has web slinging for 1 green, white, blue.
Bright side. That's not Eldrazi.
It is not Eldrazi. Yeah, because it has to be one or more colors. However, there's a lot of little like niche. The biggest niche detail on this card is that it says a legendary spell,
Oh,
not creature.
yeah.
So cards like Karn's Temporal Sundering and Urza's Ruinous Blast are castable for 3 mana.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, same thing with legendary artifacts. Pick your favorite legendary artifact, and then you can just cast it for 3 mana.
Planeswalkers.
Yeah, legendary spell. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no shortage of strong legendary creatures that are one or more
No.
colors.
No.
There's a lot you can do here.
Yeah, especially for the cost of this huge reduction is just returning a tapped creature. So if you're building around the Amazing Spider-Man, which I have done, you just max out on mana dorks, and then you have to mulligan till you have a mana dork and a big chunky in your hand, and then you play a giant donkey creature on 4. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
You just, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Let's rock it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, look at that. You're on 3 lands. Cool. Let me web sling in Galta and Maverin.
Yeah, no, we definitely didn't see that happen in this video over here, or whichever corner Al puts it in.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, he tells us every time, and I still forget what corner he puts it in.
True.
Oy vey.
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man. It's just good stuff. I like the card because it has little ways you can like edit the deck. You could go ham on mana dorks. You can go a little bit more heavy on the ramp into legendary creatures, but you're still doing the web slinging thing, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think it's neat that it plays on the set's mechanic. I don't believe I went over it with Al. I might have. I don't know. Web slinging is you may cast a spell for its web slinging cost. If you do, also return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand.
Hence why mana dorks are so important in the deck.
You tap them to pay for the web slinging, and then what do you know? They're tapped. You can return them to your hand.
Yeah, and then you also can play cards like Cryptolite and Inga and Essica, which turn all of your creatures into mana dorks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that definitely that definitely pays off there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, let's get into one of my cards. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about Hide on the Ceiling.
That's a very good card.
So, Hide on the Ceiling, for X and a blue, you get an instant. Exile X target artifacts and or creatures. Return the exiled creatures to the battlefield under their owner's controller at the beginning of the next end step. And I think this is interesting because it reminds me of March of the blue one.
March of Swirling Mists.
Swirling Mists, yes. And the fact that it's just a little bit less to be able to kind of blink each of those. I spelled it right. What the hell? And that you don't have to pay the extra 2, you just pay the cost. Though they don't technically phase out, they go into exile. It's close enough. But I also thought of this because it's not only your creatures.
Yeah, that's the cheeky thing. That's when you start reading and you're like, oh, it doesn't say things I control, or only like creatures or artifacts you control. And then I think of Hide on the Ceiling for like 3 possible ways to cast this.
Yeah.
You're casting it for like a Ghost Way type effect where you blink your board and then you get all of the value back from your ETB creatures.
Absolutely.
You use it as like a Lae'zel's Acrobatics and kind of like save your team from a board wipe or something like that. Yep. And then the third way is just absolutely dumpster the token player at your table.
Blockers? What blockers?
Yeah. You use it offensively to remove blockers for like an alpha strike on your opponent. You bounce their, you can just pay 2 and bounce their like 45/45 construct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would also be neat for something like the One Ring to reset it.
Yeah, because artifacts. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
And just the opportunity that that provides, especially with things that you can do turn by turn, is it's just, I'll get it back at the end step and I'll use it next turn type
Yeah.
of deal.
The amount of flexibility on this card is unbelievable. And I think this is one of those cards where it's legitimately tests you as like a deck builder about how you use it.
Yeah.
Because this hide on the ceiling, people will be like, I use it for my ETBs. And then you're like, wait, I could have targeted my opponent's thing and I could have won. You know what I mean? It's one of those
Yeah.
cards where if you tunnel vision it, you're not using it correctly. You know what I mean? You got to be
Yeah.
aware of all of the facets that hide on the ceiling gives you. And that's a hallmark of a pretty dang good Magic card.
I think there's a lot of cards that I like to run because they're modal spells.
Yeah.
And this is one of those cards that is, it's a modal spell, but it doesn't say it's a modal
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it reads as there's this one thing you can do, but there are a lot of different things you can do with the same line of text.
It's like, oh, level 1, blink my spirited companion. Oh, level 2, blink all your blockers. Level 3, blink all your tokens. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It's just, hey, that's really nice. You built up a huge board of Coma's coils. It would be a shame if they were gone.
Oh, yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you didn't need those to protect you from,
Everything.
yeah, from me, did you?
Or even, it's an instant. You can do this in response to your opponent attacking someone else.
And you can either do it to save someone or
Or-
to end someone.
Or bounce their blockers, like
Yeah.
bounce their attackers so they don't get attack triggers. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah. Hide on the ceiling is, I think, the most powerful card in the set.
really
Yeah.
okay.
100%.
I can see it. I think just with how many different ways you can take this card,
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of nuts. Some of the cards that they're giving to us in a UB,
Yeah.
that I am stoked that they're putting them, sort of stoked that they're putting them differently on Arena, from a sense that now they have in-universe cards
Oh, okay,
that they
yeah,
can
yeah,
put
yeah.
in other sets.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
Right? Because Hide on Ceiling has Spectral Restitching for Arena, which they
Same,
could-
same card, just different in-universe name.
Yeah, so they could just toss that into an in-universe set.
Do like a list version of it.
Yeah.
Like they did with the Friends Forever Secret Lair or
Yeah,
the
or,
Stranger Things.
They did it with,
Street Fighter too.
yeah, Street Fighter, and I was thinking Zalortha? Zalortha,
Sure.
one of the Godzilla cards,
Ah, yes.
has a, so Zalortha, Strength Incarnate,
Oh, that's Godzilla, right. Yeah.
right, it has a Godzilla King of Monsters,
It was Godzilla first, right?
right,
Yeah.
and it was labeled as Zalortha Strength Incarnate, and we'd never had a Zalortha card.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, Commander Masters, here's Zalortha.
It'll come out
Here
eventually.
you go.
Yeah. It'll
You can have him.
what, years later?
Yeah, it's fun. Commander Masters dropped in 2023, and Ikoria dropped in, what, 2020? 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
You had to wait 3 years to find out what Zalortha actually looked like,
Yeah.
because it was Godzilla. And what do you know? It looks like Godzilla.
It looks like a Godzilla.
It's just
Yep.
giant dinosaur.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane. After that, we'll go to Villainous Wrath.
Yeah, Villainous Wrath, I think, is a neat card. Not too much to say about Villainous Wrath. It's very simple. It's 3 black for a sorcery. Target opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures they control, then destroy all creatures.
I love the flavor text on this card. You fool! You thought you had won?
Yeah, and Spider-Man getting his pancakes flipped in the art. Yeah, so it has some, I don't want to say clunkiness, but it does say target opponent loses life. So you can't, it's not each opponent. But, however, if they're like flooding the board with tokens, someone's on some infinite, kiki-jiki type stuff, and they pass the turn, you can dome out and then destroy all creatures, you know what I mean? So it's another, like, black board wipe with reach, you know what I mean? With reach.
Yeah, because it gets a little bit further than just your damnation.
Your damnation. For
one mana
for
more.
1 more mana, I get to hit someone. Even if you're just like, all right, cast Villainous Wrath, lightning bolt you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like hit you
I
for
thought
3.
of 3 was the number that went into my head.
Yeah.
So it's perfect that you say lightning bolt you.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I'm going to wipe the board, and then I get just a little bit of extra value, like, you're
Yeah.
going to take 3.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, if
Yeah.
damnation was like, yeah, that damnation was 1 more mana, destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. Oh, well, this doesn't have their can't be regenerated clause, but destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated, deal 3 damage to target opponent.
I feel
Yeah.
like most board wipes no longer have, they can't be regenerated.
Yeah, they're taking, because regeneration isn't
So few and far
it
between
isn't
now.
keyworded anymore. It's
Yeah, it's
return
almost
to the,
non-existent.
like tap this, like return it to the battlefield tapped, or tap this creature.
Yeah, all the not dead after all effects that
Yeah.
that return it to the battlefield. Yeah, I can see it. I think this is probably one of my favorite black board wipes.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good.
Because there's not a ton of black board wipes. But it also...
None that are cheap.
Yeah, it's 2 mana more than a Toxic Deluge. You can't wipe as much, right? Because like the indestructible creatures will still stay.
Yeah.
But instead of me losing life, now you lose life.
Yeah, true.
And so you can really turn their own creature style against them. Again, in a set that cares so much about going wide.
True, yeah.
You can really put that into effect and kind of dig deep.
Give them the gears.
Looking for, hey, great decision on that. You're going to pay for
you want to take 12?
yeah. Hey, thanks so much for going wide.
Yeah.
Oops.
Take half of your life.
Yeah, it's here you go. Have fun with that one.
Yeah, I think it's just fun. Yeah.
I think it'll look interesting showing up at pre-releases tonight. Actually, no, pre-release would have been last week when this comes out. I think it'll be interesting showing up in pre-releases, especially for a set that's not commander centric. It's showing up in those games where life totals are essentially halved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, like that extra 3 damage means a lot more.
Yeah, clear your board, ding you for 4.
Yeah, that could be game ending.
Yeah.
At the point that you get it out is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
After that, we'll roll into Lizard Connor's Curse. 2 and a green for a legendary creature lizard villain. 5/5 trample lizard formula. When Lizard Connor's Curse enters, up to 1 other target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green lizard creature with base power and toughness 4/4.
Now, what if your Canarus transformation was a 5/5 with trample?
I was like, I wonder where he's going with this. No, that's a good place to go with this.
Yeah. What if Canarus transformation was a 5/5 with trample?
Yeah, that is
Yeah, because it has the Canarus transformation where target creature becomes, like, it loses all abilities and becomes a 4/4. So this is essentially like a Canarus transformation or a Darksteel mutation. You pick their commander.
I'll tell you what, it's better than both of those because both of those, you remove that enchantment, it goes back.
Yeah.
You can remove Lizard all you want.
Yeah.
It's still a 4/4.
It's still a 4/4 lizard. Yeah, I think honestly this is like a Beast Within style effect that just comes with a 5/5 with trample.
Yeah, I mean it's only 1 mana more than Beast Within. Granted, sorcery speed, right? Because it's a creature.
It doesn't hit every type of permanent, but it definitely is like I think a staple green removal staple to a 5/5 with trample.
Yeah, that's very green.
Yeah.
Just the thought process of like, yeah, we have removal. And
Yeah.
it's a 5/5
Yeah.
with trample.
I think if you're in like even like a 2-color green deck, I think you got to look at lizard.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's definitely feels like a very fitting.
Oh, mono green, bro, he's in.
Yeah,
he's in.
absolutely.
Get in. You know what I mean?
I think he's pretty neat. I like him.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a space for him in most green decks, especially most multicolored green decks, and you can kind of work around it.
Love the lizard.
Apparently, you love mono green too.
I do have a soft spot, especially because I am a Tifa enjoyer. So this next card I put in is specifically for talking about Tifa is Sandman Shifting Scoundrel. 1 green for a star sand elemental villain. His power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Sandman can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And 3 green. Return this card and target land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
So we've come to the Spider-Man set, and you're here to talk about Final Fantasy.
I'm here to talk about Final Fantasy. More importantly, I'm here to talk about Tifa. No, but Sandman does go into my Tifa Lockhart deck because his power and toughness fluctuates based off your lands, which is good. He has a form of evasion, can't be blocked by creatures power 2 or less, and for 5 mana you get him and a land. Doesn't say basic, and any land back.
Yeah.
If you're sacrificing your lands to Zuran Orb shenanigans, if you're like some sort of like dredge deck, you know what I mean?
Well, and if you care about landfall triggers and you get something like Cabaretti Courtyard back, where it's just, hey, here's this land, sack it right away.
Yeah. Like a Fabled Passage or some sort of fetch land or...
And especially if you have a way for these to come back in untapped.
It's like, you just get value off of it. Yes, it's 5 mana, but you get like it and a land back.
That's
so it's
2 more than he costs.
Yeah.
That's essentially, even if he's your commander, that's 1 round of command tax.
Yeah.
Eternally.
Yeah, I think, and he's going to be bigger than he was before, and he brings something with him that makes himself bigger. You know what I mean? Brings another land.
They're really pushing green and free landfall.
Yeah, the mono green value train really is pulling into the station with the last 2 cards we talked about, like this card and Lizard.
Well, and Al and I talked about Urban Retreat earlier.
Yeah,
which
is it the web slinging one?
The web slinging land.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hey, play this land.
Cool, another land.
Yeah, it's just, hey, this doesn't count as a land drop.
Nope,
just keep it between you and me.
Just put it on the battlefield.
Put this land on the battlefield. We're good. We're cool.
Yeah, I think Sandman is like a pretty good, like, cares about lands, landfall, lands in your bin, it's just degenerate land type stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely see it, and just the fact that...
He's recursive too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he works really, really well, and I think it's kind of cool that he comes back with land as he is himself. Sand. Yeah.
It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
Deserts. So there's a lot of stuff that has to do with like sacrificing deserts, and if he goes in, then he brings one of the deserts back with him, and you can do some shenanigans there. And deserts, mostly sand, statistically speaking.
True. Yes. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, if you're sacking your lands for value, he gets them back. So.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. While we're being positive, let's talk about Mr. Negative.
Oh boy.
He's my next card. For 5 and Orzhov, so 5 white-black, you get a legendary creature human villain with vigilance, lifelink, dark force inversion. When Mr. Negative enters, you may exchange life totals with target opponent. If you lost life this way, draw that many cards, and he is a 5/5. We have the lovely Mr. Negative Funko right here.
This card's so cool.
I think this card's cracked.
I think that 7 mana is a big ask, but I will not deny that the text box on this card is insane.
Hey, you know what white and black are great at?
Rituals and drawing cards.
I was thinking cards leaving the battlefield and coming back.
That is
Either dying
also
and
true.
coming back or blinking them.
You know what the best card is in a Mr. Negative deck? Wall of Blood.
Oh my. Yeah, that absolutely works. And it's just, I'm going to lose a bunch of life, and then I'm going to give you my life total.
Yep.
Or you could even do it as, oh no, Ryan's been getting beat down all game. But Jake's popping off. Jake's at 70 life. I'm going to exchange my life total with Ryan's.
Yep.
Give him an extra 30 life. You know, Ryan's at 5, now he's at 35. Oh no, I'm at 5. Oh no, I just drew 30 cards. I'm going to blink him again. Oh, Jake's at 5. Oh, great. I'm up to 70 life now. This is wonderful.
Put a Sanguine Bond on that deck?
Yeah.
Ooh,
oh, yeah.
Baby boy.
There are so many different ways to just murk the table.
Because that is considered gaining life.
Yeah. Yep. Gaining life, losing life. It's, especially Vigilance Lifelink makes a very, very good attacker and blocker.
Yeah.
And then 7 mana is very steep,
Yes.
especially in Orzhov. But you do have quite a few rituals.
You have like land tags, and you have black card draw, and you have like ways to mitigate the 7 mana.
You have
but
Dark Writ.
yeah,
things
but
of that
it
sort.
is a tightrope walk of like, oh, I cast Mr. Negative, haha, mana drain. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Oh
costs
no.
how much now?
Yeah. But I think Mr. Negative is very, very, very cool. You know, you always want a place to house Axis of Mortality.
Yeah. I think he would be very interesting with Panharmonicon effects.
Oh god.
So,
You could say that for every card.
well, so the first one, I go from 40 to 10.
Yeah.
Right? I draw 30 cards.
And then
Panharmonicon
we
trigger,
go-
second
then we go
entry.
back, yeah.
And then we just trade back.
Then we just trade
It's
back,
like,
yeah.
I had more life than you anyway. I will go back to my life total.
Yeah, Mr. Negative.
And we just vibe.
So cool.
Yeah, I think even the art's cool. I kind of wonder what the art looks like inverted. Now, just,
Oh yeah.
just because I want to see
Is
it.
that the fabled Mr. Positive?
That's just one of the things that's crazy to me. I think this is such a cool card, and it's one of the decks that I wish we built for gameplay because I think it's just
Yeah.
so interesting.
For me, it was between Mr. Negative and Anti-Venom, and I just thought Anti-Venom was like I could do like some cool niche stuff with that.
And you get to play Pariah.
I do
Like,
as a
why
legitimate
not?
card.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm running this in my deck, and it's not a
Yeah,
joke.
it's like best card.
Yeah, I absolutely love to run this card. But I think there's so many cool things to do with Mr. Negative. I really like his fit, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
White suit, black undershirt. It works really, really well.
Well, it'd be inverted, right? It'd be
I-
black suit, white undershirt.
Well,
because it's
that's just
negative.
boring.
Because it's
No.
inverted, right? It's Mr.
No.
Negative.
I think it's great overall. But I do think, especially for a villain that I know next to nothing about,
Yeah.
he seems pretty dope.
I mean, he wears his gimmick on
Yeah.
his face, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I may need to look into him like I looked into Kefka.
Oh, yeah.
Learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
They've done it again with
The
UB.
lore.
They've got me hooked on lore. Ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous.
Yeah, why am I talking about this card? Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Aunt May. Aunt May is single white for an 0/2 legendary human citizen. Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain a life. If it's a spider, +1/+1 counter on it. It's just another Hinterland Sanctifier, Soul Warden type card. Life gain is becoming more every day, is becoming more and more of a legitimate strategy. And I just thought I'd mention the very funny interaction between Aunt May and Aerith Gainsborough from Final Fantasy, where if you're gaining a bunch of life, putting it on Aerith, and then Aerith dies, she makes Aunt May huge. And then Aunt May can swing in with the haymakers.
You ever been beat up by an old lady?
Beat up with an old lady who's making wheat cakes. Yeah, I just thought that's funny. I every time there's a new like soul sister type effect, I always keep it in the back of my mind because
They just keep printing them.
because there is more than a critical mass of soul sisters, and this is I think this is the only legendary one. Maybe
There might be
was
one.
Aerith. Is Aerith a soul sister?
Aerith's 3 mana.
Oh, okay, so she's not one mana.
Yeah, she's not a 1-drop. She's a 3-drop. But she doesn't inherently gain your life.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Unless there's another Aerith that does, which
No,
is
the
a
other one's
possibility.
the other one's Selesnya.
Yeah, and Selesnya, and
Yeah.
well, Selesnya Recursion.
She Aunt May
Yeah.
is the only legendary soul sister. Asterisks was not looked up, so
Asterisk, we're sitting in front of a computer and did not do the research.
needs research. Yeah, so I think just having another soul sister is just a way to add consistency to your deck and your life gain decks because people love the life gain.
I wonder what a deck of Soul Sisters would look like. Because you're probably looking at least 5 of them.
It's some sort of Orzhov, Sanguine Bond,
I'm thinking
Exquisite.
like mono white. How much life can I
mono
gain?
white. That's
How many Soul Sisters can I play and just continually gain life with it?
off of anything.
Yeah.
You sneeze, I gain 1 life. I don't know.
You sneeze, I gain 5 because I have 5 of them.
Would Aunt May be the commander?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And
That would
it's
be
just
Aunt May or
Soul
Aerith.
Sister, another Soul Sister, another Soul Sister.
Hinterland Sanctifier, Soul
Yeah.
Warden, Phyrexian. What's the Phyrexian one? I don't know the name off the top of my head.
Yeah, you just
Suture Priest. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep stacking those bad boys,
Yeah.
and just every single time you create a creature, you gain more life. and-
Cool. You played a creature. Cool. I'm gonna healing salve.
Yeah.
Aunt May, if you want, like what Alex
Another
said,
Soul Sister.
if you want like to Soul Sister max, or like want Soul Sisters deck, Aunt May is your commander. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's,
I think that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. So, thank you so much for not bringing me pictures of Spider-Man. Hopefully Jake has some. So we'll see him next.
Oh yeah, let me go. Spider-Man. Wait, no, Spider-Man said in New York. Taxi. Taxi.
You
Taxi.
hailed a taxi cab. Well, thanks for swinging on in, Jake.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to get started with a couple more of my cards, or just swing right into your cards?
Oh, I'd love to swing right into my first card, actually, which is Symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Symbiote Spider-Man is 3 mana for a legendary creature, Symbiote Spider Hero. He's a 2/4, and he says whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into the graveyard. And then he's got like this sort of pseudo-renew ability for 2 and a Dimir hybrid to exile this card from your graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, and then it gets the dig ability as well, which is super cool. I like this card. I almost built it for the channel, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I almost built a deck around this card. I think it might be better than 99, but I think the ability to graft a card's ability onto another creature is really neat. And I think Symbiote Spider-Man is like rules text that lines up perfectly with the way that I want the mechanics to work. So I think the card's real cool.
Yeah, I personally am a huge fan of the art of it, but then also paired with actually all of the arts of it.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact. Even the Through the Omen Paths version looks sick. I like it. But I like the idea of especially running it as a commander.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, it dies, it'll go to the bin. Oh, I still
right.
get benefit from it being in the bin.
Exactly.
And like, not only could you get benefit from the find a new host ability, but like if you do have a mass reanimate or something, they don't necessarily know that.
Exactly.
It's like, am I putting it in there because I have something suspicious to do?
Right.
Or am I putting it in there simply because I'm going to use its own abilities?
Yeah. I think the deal breaker for me was that he doesn't come with any evasion. You kind of gotta
he is.
Gotta work that in somewhere else.
He do be a bare naked lady.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a really cool card, and
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna build him, but I still might.
I can see that.
He's pretty unique.
I mean, speaking of decks you did build, Black Cat Cunning Thief.
Ooh, now talk about a card. Now, this card, I'll be honest, I initially did not like this card very much because Black Cat Cunning Thief is 5 mana for a, what is it, human villain rogue.
Yep.
Yeah, 2/4?
3.
2/3, darn. When she enters the battlefield, you look at the top 9 cards of target opponent's library, pick 2, exile them face down, and you may play them, basically, and cast them with any mana.
Yep.
She's just better Gonti, right?
She is.
This
like
is just better Gonti. The only thing Gonti has over Black Cat is Death Touch, and that ain't much.
Yeah.
So initially, I just didn't like this because it was power crap Gonti, but I think the pick 2 has been super impactful. And like the gameplay that we have on the channel, check it out somewhere. I don't know.
One of these corners.
Yeah, one of the
I
corners,
will put
I
it
don't
there.
know.
I believe in it.
The pick 2 is like, oh, you get to pick the thing you actually want and then something that helps your game plan, which was kind of impactful.
So, I think of it as you have the opportunity to remove things from other people's decks.
Sure, yeah, a bit like
Well,
surgical
like-
extraction.
Yeah, surgical
Yeah.
extraction or inevitable betrayal, where it's just like, hey, you just can't have this card.
True.
Like, oh, you're looking for a board wipe? Let me look 9 deep for you. Let me dig through crime. And
Sure.
then, hey, what do you know? There's your Blasphemous Act.
Yeah,
Oh, you can't have that.
There's your
Sorry,
Wrath of God.
bud.
That's for me. Thanks.
Like, oops.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're looking for. And now I know, even if you get a tutor, you're not going to find it.
Exactly.
And you don't know that I have it, which is just a really neat thing. I know we talked about, just as a group, that you can't, in its own deck, you can't run 9 lives.
Yeah.
But we talked about, adding 1 color to a commander. If you add white to her, that she becomes a very, very strong blink target.
Oh yeah, if you add white to this, she's nuts. But thankfully, that's not what the card does.
And I actually figured out, if you have infinite blinks, you just mill your opponents out.
Correct. Yeah.
It's
So
just like, you know what? 2 cards at a time, I'm taking everybody down.
yeah, when I built the deck, I actually kind of tinkered with that. There was a Nim Deathmantle and an Ashnod's Altar in my deck,
Okay.
and
can
like
see
that's close. Like something is gonna happen. Like it's close to happening. If any of my opponents had combo pieces, like I think a Pitiless Wonder might have gotten me there.
Okay, I
but
can see it.
yeah, it's like I think she's kind of close to infinite. Even in mono black, you don't even need to be Orzhov. She's
Yeah.
real cool, and you could
And I
do the
know-
same thing with Gonti, but.
You ran a lot of not dead after all effects.
All of them, yeah.
For
like,
hey, go ahead, kill her.
I'm trying to do that
It's
anyways.
fine. Yeah, if she dies, I'm just getting her back. So I think that's really cool. And then it bleeds into you're playing your deck, I'm playing your deck, he's playing your deck. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Black Cat is just a really interesting card.
She's super great.
We'll go ahead. We'll talk about one of my cards now.
Yeah, sure. What you got?
Spider Sense is one that I was actually really excited for. Spider Sense, 1 in a blue.
Sure.
Instant web slinging for a blue, which if we haven't talked about it
Yeah,
already,
so-
you may cast this spell for blue. If you also return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand.
Yeah.
And then it has counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability. And I feel like this is a very strong card, especially
think
if
so too,
you're using it to protect one of your own cards. Not only could you either counter what's on the stack that's targeting it, more than likely, right? But if they have something else and you're web slinging it out, you're just going to return it to your hand anyway. So now they can't target it with something else.
Yeah, true. It plays that role as well.
Yeah, especially if you have a Paradise Mantle.
Sure.
You just tap that creature for blue to web sling to return that creature. You're in the clear.
Yeah, no, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that this might be one of the stronger web slinging cards out there from the set.
Yeah, I think
Spider Sense is very good. I think you're right. I think the ability to hit an instant and a sorcery, pretty
Yeah.
relevant. But then also triggered abilities. I don't think players know how relevant triggered abilities are to a game of Magic.
yeah, they are constant.
Yeah, they really are. And the fact that this is another piece of interaction that Blue has in the toolkit to combat things like, oh, I don't know, a Gishath.
Black Cat.
Oh, wait, it's not so fun when you do that.
Whoops.
Yeah.
My bad. Should have spoiled that one.
But yeah, no, Spider Sense, I like Stifles. This is a pretty good Stifle, I
I'm a
think.
huge fan of
Yeah, I like
Stifles.
Stifles.
We definitely underplay them.
Yeah,
But that's
100%.
because on channel we underplay interaction. But that's because
Yeah.
we want to see the cool stuff. It's
But also,
fine.
this is a Stifle that's stapled to an already sort of playable counterspell.
Yeah. And it just kind of rolls in, fits
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I like that one.
Speaking of spiders,
Spider. What do you got
possibly
for
with
me?
senses, we have Silk Webweaver. That's one of
This
yours.
card, yep. Silk Webweaver is, on the face, not exciting, but I think this card is a really cool Celestia Tokens commander. So 4 mana for a 3/5 Spider Human Hero with Web Slinging for 3 mana, so 1 in Celestia. Whenever you cast a creature spell, make a 1/1 citizen, and then for 5 mana, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance until end of turn.
Yeah, it's got a nice little pump on there while
Yeah.
also creating the creatures for it. And I feel
Yeah.
like we've talked about this a million times. But there are so many commanders now that both
Yep.
create and are their own payoff, and this feels like one of them.
Yeah, to me, Silk reminds me a little bit, and this might be a stretch, Karametra.
Interesting.
So Karametra is to Selesnya landfall what Silk will be to Selesnya tokens. I think kind of the
Yeah.
auto-include default.
I see where you're going with
Karametra is like obviously a better card because indestructible and God text, but
Yeah.
and the landfall probably better than a 1/1 token, let's be honest. But it does have that kind of like, I want you to build your deck to just cast creatures. And in Selesnya, that's not very hard to do.
Yeah.
So in like your Silk deck, like you just play mana dorks and you get 1/1 tokens. And all of those mana dorks tap into things that, generate a lot of mana for the ability that's on your commander.
And I thought Karametra would be an auto-include in Silk. Just because then you're getting the lands. And now if you notice that at the bottom down there, that ability, you don't have to tap for that.
Correct, you do not.
That is a mana sink. And so if you're getting lands for all of those and you're getting all of those dorks, just pump all of your creatures.
I also don't know if you notice this, but the tokens that Silk creates, humans.
Yeah.
Just the least supported archetype or
that's fine.
kindred type in Selesnya. No, it's
cool.
fine.
Kyler's
it's fine.
not real.
Yeah, so Kyler with Silk goes crazy because then your citizens get even crazier. But honestly, the card that I think most people need to be on the lookout for is, what is it? Heronblade Elite. So this is a mana dork from the Kyler Precon that I think if people are not running in Silk, needs to go into Silk immediately. Because it says whenever a human enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Heronblade Elite, and then it taps equal to its power. And it has vigilance for some reason.
Yeah, that's no, that's kind of cracked. Yeah, it just gets bigger, and then it just taps for more, and
And if you tap it for like 10 mana, 10 green mana, and put all of it into the ability with 2 white that you happen to have laying around, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that
Yeah, so I think Silk
that do be working.
Silk as like the whole package is just like, if you want to do Citizen Kindred, she's there for you.
Yeah.
Like if for the people out there that have a best deck, you've got a side grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, after that, we have the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah.
This card is insane.
It's kind of crazy. Spider support?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Spider-Verse is a 5-mana enchantment that just has one of my favorite lines of text on it. The legend rule doesn't apply to
Two spiders
you control. Yeah.
A little bit of a downside, but
A little
that's,
bit. Yeah.
that's fine.
And
it's
then
called
also says
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, when you cast things from not your hand, copy those things.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Does that
doesn't
say only
creatures.
spiders?
Nope.
Does it say only creatures?
Nope.
Ooh, it says everything.
Yup.
Yeah, so I think that's the relevant line of this. In Izzet decks, I think, with Arcane Adaptation, this gets really gross.
Bright side, it says only once each turn.
Yeah, just do it on everyone's turn, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that, especially in Izzet, you do be taking other people's turns. Oh boy.
This card is interesting. I do think it is a build around Mythic, though, because it kind of does nothing by itself. It's 5 mana, hit the battlefield, legend rule doesn't apply. Cool,
Yeah.
it did apply before then, so theoretically you get no upside immediately, and then it has a benefit when you cast from not your hand. So, you have to spend 5 mana and then additional mana to cast additional spells. Like, you have to do a ton of setup to get any payoff from this, but
Yeah, you really
I think
do.
the ability to just like copy your legends that are spiders, and there are ways to work around that, right? Where you can give things other types, but the copying permanence
Yeah.
and making token copies of things can be super powerful in red X decks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think for like mono red, this card's kind of mid.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's super fun, and I'm glad that they're exploring with weird design space. Like spiders don't have the legend roll. Like,
yeah.
it's just weird.
One of the cards that I think goes really well with it
Mm-hmm.
is actually one of my cards, Impostor Syndrome.
Oh.
And for a while, I did not read this card correctly. So it's 4 blue for an enchantment.
Sure.
Whenever a non-token creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary.
Okay.
And from,
Deals combat damage to a player
yep, create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary.
of the creature that dealt the damage.
Correct.
Oh.
So initially, I thought this was just an expensive aura, and I was like, this is cool, but it's really mana intensive. It's not an aura, because I thought of it for Xeris specifically because then it just makes a second Xerus.
Oh, gross.
That's not legendary. And then, hey, Xerus dealt 3 damage. You
Make
get
a
to draw
token.
6 cards.
Yeah,
Or you get to draw 3 cards.
you could stack it.
And I get 6 snakes.
Yeah, 6 snakes.
Uh,
Oh, that's sick.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's kind of nuts.
This reminds me of another card I tried to make work in Rilsa forever ago, Extravagant Replication. I think this is a better version of that card, because it is also a 6-mana enchantment, but I think it's an upkeep, make a token copy of something that you control.
I can see that.
Except it also doesn't strip the legendary thing, so it's just like a strictly
Yeah.
better version of this effect for decks that want to go to combat.
Yeah, and same mana
Syndrome's
cost and everything.
crazy, yeah.
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 No, it's definitely cracked, especially if you want to swing and or have evasion.
And it's got great art.
Yeah. It's got the classic Spider-Man art.
Oh, but you know what that makes me really want to do? Make Impostor Syndrome a creature and hit somebody with it.
Oh, and just, oh dear Lord.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be a mess.
We've gone so far down the rabbit hole.
But it would be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
5 boots.
This is true.
Oh, yeah.
We absolutely
Oh, don't say
cannot
that.
contain-
Felix 5 boots and Impostor Syndrome. It triggers twice.
Oh, no.
No. So true, Ryan from the couch.
More like Ryan from the top rope.
Yeah, really.
Or I guess Ryan from the Web of Life's Destiny.
What?
Web of Life and Destiny.
Oh.
My apologies.
This card's weird.
Speaking of enchantments,
Yeah.
they printed some pretty good enchantments in here.
Yeah, they did.
Crazy.
Well, I'm not sure if this one's good. Hold on. Let's read the card first.
all right.
So 6 green for an enchantment with Convoke. All right.
Makes it easier.
We're getting there, yeah. At the beginning of combat on your turn, already a good sign, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
I like it.
So there's no restrictions on it.
Nope.
Just nab a creature.
Look at the top 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it is at the beginning of combat, so you don't have to attack for it. Theoretically, if the thing that you're grabbing has haste, you can attack with it.
Yeah, if
This
you
is
have a
also
haste-
very nice.
A haste-given deck.
8 mana.
Convoke.
8 mana.
Convoke.
I mean, okay, so theoretically this card has a lot going for it, right? It does have Convoke. It wants you to already be playing a ton of creatures.
Yeah.
So, you
You
know,
are gonna be
you're
super
going to
creature
be,
heavy.
you know, convoking
helps
it
you
out for
web sling.
cheaper. Oh, Convoke does help you web sling. That's
Absolutely,
really
it
cute.
does.
Yeah, that's set support. But I think this card to me reads like enchantment collected company every turn.
I can see it.
It's like that's something that Green has had access to for a little bit now, where you just like peek and you're like, I want this one. But this is kind of like a sneak attack if you invest all the mana into it,
Yeah.
which is pretty neat.
I can absolutely
So yeah.
see that, especially if you are running things that have haste or haste enablers, right? Like, while this is a lot of mana and probably wouldn't go in my Agnes deck, in my Agnes deck, which has so many ways to give things haste and has so many hasty creatures, it would fit right in as just, let me peek 5 deep, find something that would be
Right.
sick to hit someone with right now, and then
Yep,
drop
exactly.
it in.
And like it kind of reminds me of like Lurking Predators, where it's
I
like
can
this
see that.
high mana value enchantment
Yeah.
that helps you cheat things out. Like hopefully you get a refund, like I cheat out something that's worth 5 mana and then something that's worth 3 mana. So it's like
Yeah.
the web of life's destiny is like paid for itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think the web might pay itself off more often than Lurking Predators ever has for me. So that's why I'm excited for this card.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that happening. Next, you know.
What you wanna talk about?
Speaking of predators,
Uh-oh.
I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah?
You want to talk about some bagel and schmear?
Only if you're going to share.
I mean, I figured you'd eat it.
So yeah, we can talk about Bagel and Schmear.
Yeah.
This is a magic card in the year of our Lord 2025. For 1 mana, artifact food, you can share it for white and tap. You sacrifice the food, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature and draw a card. Or you can nosh it for 2 mana, sacrifice the artifact, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So, you know, if you share, you can put a counter on one of your creatures. If not, you gain some life, draw a card.
Yeah, both of them you get to draw a card for,
True.
which is nice.
That's why I do like this card. So I like this card specifically for +1/+1 counter decks in low color white, specifically non-green white.
Okay.
In my experience, one of the harder things for +1/+1 counter decks has always been the first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting the first
100%.
counter on a creature is sometimes the hardest part.
Yeah.
This is a 1-mana artifact that does it whenever you want. Not when it enters the battlefield, not super late, and if you don't want to do that at all, just gain life.
You know what's funny? The first counter is kind of like your first meal of the day.
It's true.
Your bagel and Schmear.
Yeah, you got to start with breakfast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That probably wasn't intentional, but if it was, that's funny. That's
True.
good.
True. But yeah, no, that's kind of all I'm interested in this card for is the fact that it puts a counter on a creature and lets you draw a card in white. That's so good.
We do be liking those kind of abilities.
And you know what? If you really want to, Urza can go on a little midnight snack hunt, and he can find the Bagel and Schmear for you through his saga. It's not just his glasses he's looking for in the middle of the night. He's also looking for some Schmear.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. You
Is
know?
there anything else you're super excited for from the set?
One of them that's probably the last card that I'm really stoked for is Cheering Crowd.
Ooh,
So
that's
Cheering
an interesting design space.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so it's 1 and a Gruul for a
hybrid.
2/2 human citizen. At the beginning of each player's first main, that player may put a 1/1 counter on this creature. If they do, add a wingding for each counter on it.
Oh.
So, Jake, what's your opinion on Animar Soul?
Oh, no.
And,
I mean...
and Eldrazi in particular.
I mean... oh, yeah, that's... So if Cheering Crowd could be your commander, that's what it would be. In Eldrazi decks, that's interesting. I had not thought about that.
Because you're getting the colorless mana
It's free,
anyway.
right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Everybody else might not, but oh wow, that's funky. That's really fun.
Yeah, so I thought of it as, for those of you wondering at home, I currently have an Animar deck that is roughly 60 creatures.
Sure.
I am also interested in building an Animar deck that is despicable and mostly Eldrazi, to put it simply.
Sure.
And Cheering Crowd feels like it fits right in there as a second way of reducing the cost of the Eldrazi.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
Animar will do it on its own, obviously. But Cheering Crowd being an option to do it in case Animar is 11 mana is also a great perspective.
True.
And I think this card is disgusting.
This card is so weird. Like, the decks that I want to put it in are all the strange ones. Like, I want to run this in Wort the Raid Mother with my big X spells, because I want to make the best use out of the mana.
Yeah.
Or,
Because
like,
you can use
the weird
the colorless
stuff.
for
Yeah.
whatever. And if you have X spells or things with high mana costs, but few pips, it goes right in.
oh yeah.
And
Or
it's
just
just like,
artifacts.
Yeah. And they're making Gruul artifacts a thing, Jake. I'm telling you, it's coming back.
Are you worried about your opponents getting access to this ability?
A little bit,
Yeah.
but then it gets bigger.
So theoretically, you get the biggest version of it if it gets back to you. Yeah.
No. They don't get it. They don't get the creature. They get the mana.
Yeah, they get the mana.
Yeah. But the creature gets bigger.
Yeah, but they get the mana.
And if you're running like hardened scales effects, then it just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but then they get more and more mana.
We'll go big beat.
Yeah, okay, just kill them first, I suppose.
The best removal is player removal.
True.
That's terrible advice.
Just don't let the crowd turn on you, I suppose. Or light them on fire if they do. With the Chandra's Ignition mostly, but...
Oh, yeah. That would work well with the cheering crowd.
Don't light people on fire. Only
Light
in
the whole
Magic.
crowd on fire. Well, I
Yep.
guess the crowd's lighting everyone else on fire.
Yeah.
That's definitely a take.
A literal Burning Man.
We've learned so much
And
from...
gone a little bit off the rails.
Just a little bit. Let's steer our way back. Let's
Yep.
let Spider-Man save us. And let's talk about Miles Morales.
Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes.
Got it. This card has a front side.
Absolutely. I'll read the front side because you don't care about it.
I don't think I've actually read it.
Miles Morales for 1 and a green. Legendary creature, human citizen hero.
Yep.
1/2.
Yep.
When it enters, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures.
Yeah.
And then we have the transform rules
Yeah.
that are now a thing officially. For 3 and Naya, you can transform it to the other side. Activate only as a sorcery.
Or I can just cast it as the other side.
Which is
What I've been
significantly
doing.
more fitting. Absolutely.
Because the backside is 6 mana, so 3 and Naya for a first strike haste for 3, which is already insane. And he's got camouflage for 2 generic mana. You can put a counter on him and give him hexproof till end of turn. And then he says, whenever you attack, he doesn't have to attack whenever you attack.
Yeah.
Double the number of counters on each spider and legendary creature you control.
You know what's crazy about that? The camouflage part is actually more insane than I thought. Because that's not like you could just do that to protect him.
Correct.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna remove that. Hey, no, you're not.
I never had to activate it during gameplay, but I think this card does kind of everything that you want Naya counters to do. I built the deck where Ultimate Spider-Man can come in and buff an already big board. It seemed to work pretty well, but I could see a front side where you actually do want to play out your Miles Morales and put the counters on things and then pay the mana to flip him in a turn or 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just didn't go for that because I wanted to sling some spiders. But yeah, camouflage ability, like first strike haste, the ability to attack pretty safely, you'd hope.
Yeah.
On the turn he comes in and do the thing, perfect.
Yeah, it
Couldn't
works right
ask
in.
for more out of a commander that doesn't say draw a card.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's all I got. It was fun.
That's why Al didn't talk about it, because it didn't say draw a card.
Sure, sure.
You know, Jake, those cards are pretty good, but no one's given me pictures of Spider-Man.
Did somebody say Spider-Man?
Yes, pictures of.
Oh, I got some pictures
Yeah?
for you.
Oh.
Yeah, check out these new Magic the Gathering cards with pictures of me on them.
Oh. Okay. Enters, look at the top 5, create a treasure.
Pretty good.
Spider-Man, these cards suck.
Oh. It is no Final Fantasy.
Hey, Al.
Ryan.
What's up, guys?
What? It's a secret identity. Well, thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think about the new set?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like it. I'm glad it's not a commander set. It
Same.
really
Yeah, it's a little bit of a
comes full
break.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
No, nothing, just cards.
Favorite card, Ryan?
Hide on the ceiling.
Nice. What about you, Alex?
It's J. Jonah Jameson.
I think I'm going with Black Cat.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you, Jake. I think Black Cat's just fun.
Yeah.
Just a fun little card. Look at the top 9. Someone's.
Pick 2.
Pick
Yeah.
Okay, what about most powerful card?
Ooh.
Probably still hide on the ceiling.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a good card.
Yeah. I think there could be some pretty nasty stuff you put together with Cheering Crowd, or I think Electro very underrated.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Jake?
Well, I think Black Cat's powerful. I think Miles Morales is probably a little bit more powerful than Black Cat. On the
Yeah.
whole. Especially
Naya
for his
counters.
archetype. Yeah.
Yeah.
Naya counter. He does it all.
But Black Cat can dig through crime.
Yeah, I still think Miles is better.
I gotta go with Peter Parker's camera.
True.
I think it's just a good rate, and you're not gonna activate it more than 3 times, so boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
If I got a triggered ability, I want to do it more.
Exactly.
That's true.
But
Reasonable.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's been our set review. Bye.
See you guys.
bye.
We hope
We
every
hope-
hand is a snap key.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.